Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, so just be aware parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you are watching at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you a lot more clarity as to your, situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Woohoo! So this is a new gift of new pentacles. Pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in the tarot. So this is a gift from the divine and the universe collaborating to bring you a reward for staying on your path of glory. So this is your destined path, that you're the best version that you can be of yourself as best you can do so. And so this is the pentacle energy is the element of earth, and it's about bringing your thoughts down to the earth and being able to manifest from that. Money is a big part of our health, wealth, and happiness on planet Earth. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. So this is talking about lifestyle. It's about having the money and the lifestyle that you're enjoying. Oh, because you've been through something here. We have the Ten of Swords here. So the Ten of Swords energy is representing just what it looks like. You've been stabbed in the back and left for unalive. And laying there on the beach there, and just the thing is, you have your right hand in the form of a blessing. So this is saying that in the end, this is an end of a cycle. The 10 in tarot, this represents the end of a cycle and the rebirth or beginning of a new cycle. That is shown by the light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy, and this can also represent eclipse energies. When eclipses occur, they cause like about 6 months after we're going to feel their energy, and they cause like significant changes in our life, but it's really slow, kind of like potpourri on the back burner of your stove. You know it's there and you can smell it, and it smells really good, but it's sort of in the background, that kind of energy. And so this energy is talking about someone, like if you're in this position, this isn't like someone sort of didn't like you. This is like a calculated effort to take you down, like to put you in this position. And this can represent over a decade, more than a decade of time. It also can represent, one person 10 times doing this, maybe annually, just for fun, I don't know. And then we have, it could be 10 people, or it could even be 10 groups of people, depending on what is, how big is this reward. Some people will do anything for money. So, generally a lot of people, when they're in this position, they're like, how did this happen? Why would these people that I thought were my family, my friends, in my inner circle, why would they do this? And follow the money. Usually that's what it's about. So we have, yes, and then look at this. So you've been in this mental prison and doing your best to overcome this energy. Now, this Eight of Swords, the swords in tarot do represent your the element of air. And the element of air is the sword energy. The swords represent your ability to be able to discipline your mind and also your mental intelligence. The swords are double-edged swords, and they're saying you need to use not only your logic but your intuition as well to get to creative solutions. This person feels totally trapped in a mental prison. This energy is like she just can't see a way of moving forward. That's what the blindfold represents, and the binding. And quite often this is because she doesn't see a way that this is going to work out, like in any good sense of the way. Like she just doesn't see how, if she does what she has to do here, it's going to be really sad. And what's happened though as like quite often this is an energy of being duty bound. So she could she could still really love the people that did this to her, and they could be in her inner circle, and she doesn't want them to suffer even though they put her in this position. But she really has no choice. She's going to have to work through this and step forward. She can't just stand here for the rest of her life and or be in this position. Like this is like, really serious energy here. And so she has her back to the castle where she came from, basically, it looks like. And there's these, of these 8 swords, there's 7 standing behind her. And so these can represent thoughts that she now has put behind her. So she's worked through this energy. I feel at one time there was a lot more water here. Water in tarot represents emotion, and so there could have been a lot of emotion behind this. And she's got her right foot forward now, so on dry land, which is saying she's ready to take a move forward. And I feel like she's working on this last sword here, and this one is forward, so I feel like this is she's okay, this is what I'm gonna have to do, basically. And then her left foot is still in a shallow puddle. Now, I'm not saying her emotions are shallow, but I'm saying that there's way less emotion than there was to begin with. These thoughts that she's put behind her can also represent thoughts of people that were, what they were doing behind her back, basically, and then right in it. So this is, really unpleasant energy. And we have this card coming in here. Now, this card normally means fulfillment. This means someone that, you really, the commitments, marriage, partnerships, it's that kind of energy. And this is kind of the official marriage card. So this energy is saying that it might have something to do with your marriage, or it could be a business commitment that you made, or some sort of commitment to your family, that kind of energy. So this is, normally this would be like a fulfilling situation, or the beginning of it, like where basically you have the down payment for your castle, but you still have the mortgage payments to make. But that's it's a huge achievement. And, you've met the person you love, and possibly even married, or are about to marry, and there's this other energy came in. So this was like the promise of fulfillment, but definitely with this energy, it's saying there was some concerted effort, like this is calculated, to stop you from having this. So that's kind of sad energy. I don't know. Let's keep going here. All right. So this is talking about, this has really put you in a mental prison here. Like you just, like no matter which way you turn, someone, like it's just hard. It's it's not pleasant energy. Like especially if this is someone that you were in a relationship with and you care about, and then you find out that behind your back, this is what's been happening. So this is the smartest thing you can do. You decide, I'm going to go inward, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to pray, I'm going to go to God, and I'm going to ask, I need your help. I don't know what to do here. I'm struggling. And so this energy is talking, we have a subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is formed by the time we're 6 or 7 years of age. When you're a baby, you don't really remember that, and most people don't anyway. And so babies, they are like sponges. They absorb the environment around them, like in a very high level. And also the people who are in charge of their care, up until the age of 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 at least, when you go to kindergarten, you don't really realize that, this isn't the whole world, that you're in. And so it's heavily imprinted on us. And really, we can't remember much of it, so we're relying on the people who are in charge of our care to tell us, oh, you were like this, or you did that, and this is who you are, and this is what you were like, that kind of energy. So the subconscious mind is not the most solid yet. When we are stressed out, when we're triggered, this is the mind that that's a good idea. And so the subconscious mind is not the most reliable, but it's the one that is the most heavily imprinted on us. And then we have the unconscious mind. And so a lot of people do recognize, hey, I am a human being and I have a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate through the planet. And if the soul's needs are not met, it starts becoming, the unconscious mind becomes very loud, and it causes conflict. And so this energy is like this, back and forth, not being able to make a decision. And then we have the conscious mind, which is what you have a handle on. I went out yesterday, I did this, I saw this, I have a memory of it. That's my conscious mind. So when these three are arguing with each other, it causes conflict and puts us in like this mental prison where we just can't get a creative solution. And so as I said, the swords are double-edged. So you need to be able to ask a logical question, and then get an intuitive answer, or ask an intuitive answer and then get a logical question, or an intuitive question and get a logical answer. It could be all the above. So it's kind of using both, mixing them together so that you can use your intuition as well as your logic to find a creative solution. And this is talking about putting your mind to rest, because to be able to feel, your intuition isn't about thinking, it's about feeling. And to be able to feel, you need to hang the mind has been hung on the wall here, put to rest. And this person is meditating and praying and asking for guidance from above through the intuition. And this is talking about, this stained glass window here has the word Pax on it, P-A-X. And that actually means peace of mind. And so wanting some peace of mind, wanting to rest, wanting to put your mind to rest so that you can feel what is the best answer here. Yeah, the wounded warrior. You're tired, you're exhausted. You have managed to stay on your feet, and you have managed to land 8 wands. Now the wand energy is talking about having the passion to be able to get the job done, basically. It's talking about actions that you've taken, and sometimes it can be actions of others. And so this is talking about you managed to take action and land what you needed to get these seeds planted, and they're growing. But you're leaning very heavy on the 9th one. This is the one closest to your heart. You got a headache, like you've been through it. And so this is called the wounded warrior, basically, and it's saying that you've done your best to stay on your path. And that's all you can do. You've turned to the Most High, asking for guidance here. And then we have, this is saying, yes, make sure you use your intuition. So the High Priestess uses her intuition to sort through all the information. Sometimes having all that information can be very challenging. Information equals energy, so it's a lot of energy to deal with. And she's sitting in between 2 pillars that are extremes, like good and evil, work and play, and that kind of energy. So it's like, it's very, there's a lot of information there. And she uses her intuition to sort through it. And she uses also the cycles of the moon. She sits next to God on the throne. And she is all about, this is saying be in this energy where you use your intuition. So this is representing infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. Like if you can remain neutral, get neutral to the information. And she's really sitting through some extremes here, because this is representing Jesus and this is representing the devil. So she's like having to sort through this information and get neutral to it, because it could be really upsetting, like in the information coming in. This is what it's saying. So when you get neutral to it, it doesn't mean you don't care. It means that you're not going to do something based on your emotions or be impulsive. You're going to really get calm, and you're going to feel with your intuition and your logic, and you're going to apply whatever solution you come to logically to the situation. And we have, so that you can get what you wish for. So this is talking about, the 9 of Cups is talking about love, love, love. So love is the answer. This is talking about what you've always wished for. And so perhaps you always wanted to have this really happy relationship, maybe dreamed of that since you were young, of being in this energy of having like, the ultimate partner, and just raising a family and having healthy children and enjoying your life. I feel that's, it's not asking, like you weren't asking for a lot, but this is what you really wanted. And it's saying this is what you wish for, and it looks like, okay, are you ever going to get it? When you're laying here like this, it doesn't feel like it, does it? But this is saying that you can have everything you wish for. You are meant to have this. You're highly favored to have this energy. But what you have to do now is you have to really be discerning in your judgment. And so this person is sitting on the stage, and this is basically saying this person is highly favored to receive this, all this love. This is 9 cups. Nine cups of love is like one away from the ultimate. So this is talking about now, is this behind? Like, so in the past, are you that close right now? Or is this hanging right now, it's coming in? Or is this the future and he's sitting a little bit back? This person is on public display, basically looking like he's on a stage and a little bit uncomfortable because he knows he's highly favored. But you can see by the way his feet are turned out in body language, if you sit with your feet turned out like that, it leaks energy, it's exhausting. And I feel like it's saying like, not 100% sure that he's going to be able to get this done because he knows this is someone who's been successful before. You can tell he's been successful before because of this energy. And maybe he's a leader in some way, a public figure, and is uncomfortable, like saying, hey, I'm highly favored to win, but I'm not there yet. And he understands that. He knows he needs to stay in the race and stay focused. His upper body, though, is in the symbol of an infinity symbol here, which is saying like infinite potential. And he looks a bit like a genie. So he's the energy is just saying, stay focused, stay in the race. Many a race is lost in the last lap. Just make sure that, remember that energy goes where your attention is. And so the flow of energy is going to go with what the direction of your thinking. And then we have a soulmate coming in. So this is like a helpful energy. So the soulmate energy is talking about this energy. When the two soulmates come together, it's almost like they become one. So that would be like, okay, that's what you want, is you want to have a soulmate to have this with. And someone that like understands you. And so the soulmate energy is talking about a contract basically being made before you came here, that you would meet up at some point and you would empower each other. And so this is a very healing energy, which is seen with the Hermes symbol here. And it's also about communication. This is Virgo energy. And so this is talking, these two people have somehow met again, or for the first, like this would be someone that you maybe have never met. They could be very different from your usual type of energy, but when they come into your life, you'll notice that, wow, you just really understand each other. It's almost like you've known each other before, probably because you have. And so this is talking about the soulmate energy, is when people empower each other. And it's showing the masculine and the feminine. And this can represent HSN, the higher self network. Basically, you're in communication with source energy. And each of these individuals is strong within their masculine and their feminine energy, like they're balanced. So it's not like they need each other to balance each other out. They're balanced already and they're coming together. And that's when they become like one, a force to be reckoned with, basically. And there's some information coming in from this night about some pentacles. So that's what this started, was about. So when this soulmate comes in, there's some energy that there's going to be pentacles coming your way. And so maybe you lost pentacles here in this situation, which is why now, like the home is gone, kind of, like you're still on your path, but you're barely, you're not much enjoying the journey at this point. Then your soulmate comes in, and all of a sudden now this promise at the beginning, this new start, is coming in. So the knights would work for the king and the queen, delivering message from far and wide. And they are, in those days, the only long distance communication they had was by horse. And, everything would be delivered. And the knight would have to travel through the kingdom and deliver the message, and then he'd have to wait for the answer and then get all the way back, so it could take a long time. These days we have so many ways of communication, instant communication. So this could represent a letter coming in the mail, documents, that sort of energy. It could be an email, a phone call, a text message. You could be on social media, someone messages you, or you see an event, you go to it, and then boom, you run into this person, and it's like, whoa, do we know each other? That kind of energy. And then we have this, also, it's a good idea to watch the news, even just for 5 minutes. My favorite source is my favorite podcasters on YouTube channel here. And just get an idea what's really happening at the top of the pyramid, because whatever's happening at the top is definitely going to have an effect on everybody below to some sort of degree. And so it's just staying in. This is talking about letting some information in. Now the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. And so you could wait a long, you might have been waiting for this information to come in a long time. But the thing is, like, he's at a standstill here, and sometimes you just want to yell at him, get your butt, get here with that information. But he's being very careful to make sure that his information is correct. So when he does show up, this is usually a solid offer, and it's usually about a significant amount of pentacles. So it's talking about a big improvement in your lifestyle, and also possibly like a lot of money coming in from somewhere, something that you didn't receive that you were supposed to earlier. And then because it was talking about, so it was this significant other relationship. So this was a commitment you had with someone was involved in the sabotage. Yeah, so that was why it was so hard. And yeah, I can just feel the sadness, like thinking you had this and then realizing the whole time you were with this person, they were after this. They knew something you didn't know. That's the kind of energy that's here. Collaborated with a lot of other people, and this could have been going on for a long time. Like this can talk, like it could be 10 decades, or I just said 10 decades. If 100, this could be, basically that's saying this could have been going on ever since you were born. That there's been this energy behind that was, there's something you don't know. And this information is going to come in, I feel. This is talking about a lot of regret and remorse. I do feel that the people here, they might be in regret and remorse in actual fact, or it might just be there in regret and remorse because now the truth is coming out. But whichever way this is talking about, 3 cups being spilt. And this is, if you've ever heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because once the milk is in the ground, you're not going to suck it out of the ground. It's gone. You have to accept the loss. And so this could be you feeling sad about the loss that you have until the soulmate comes in and delivers this, and then it's like, woohoo. But and this could be their energy of the regret and the remorse for doing this to you. Or it could just be the regret and the remorse for getting caught doing this to you. Whatever. It's really their problem at this point, not yours. This is talking about, a person could stand in regret for the rest of their life and stare at what they've lost. There's 2 cups here with wine in them, and then there's a cup of poison that poisoned the relationship. So this is quite often representing there was a third-party energy in your relationship that was supposed to be 2. It could represent in business matters or whatever, having a partner, same kind of energy that you thought that you were, working together in a business, and then it turned out that they sabotaged you. It could be family members. It could be a lot of different things. But generally, when this comes up, and with this card, definitely, it's saying that there's more than one person involved. So there was at least 10 people involved, or as many as 10 groups of people, depending on how big this is. Like, follow the money. So some people will do anything for money, but the best thing you can do and I feel that's what you did. You went inward and you decided, you kept going on your journey, and then you met your soulmate because of it. And the promise was made to you that you will be rewarded for this. And I feel this is more the energy of how you felt, you know, the sadness that you felt that this had happened. But now that's over for you, and these people are going to have to deal with what they've done. But this is talking what you did here is you got over your sadness and you walked down the path and picked up these 2 cups behind you, walked over the bridge over troubled waters, went back to your castle. Your castle, it looks like your castle is half standing and half dilapidated. So there's some sort of energy around that they attacked your home life, that kind of energy. And yeah, like it's coming up, went out of their way to do so actually. So whatever happened, happened. But this is representing, is the glass half full or the glass half empty? And you decided to look at life as the glass half full. So this is the energy of this reading. Basically, you're going to be getting this reward, and I guess they'll have to deal with the karma of what they've done. This is talking major sabotage, and really, you really thought you were really close to getting everything you wished for when this happened. And then and you've met your soulmate, and now you went through a period of deep sadness and regret and remorse, and then this news comes in about this along with your soulmate. So maybe your soulmate delivers this news, and you're feeling, oh, okay, like you're feeling wounded, but now you're like, oh, I'm going to be able to rest. You know, and this is because you went here when this was happening. So this is talking about asking for, you know, from God, like, what do I do next? What is my I don't know what to do. Using your intuition and then getting there. Now this energy here is talking like 2 stories, like both sides of the story kind of energy. So there are a few cards, like this can be physical, like this can actually represent like a physical prison, not just a mental prison. This can represent using your intuition in some ways also. This can talk about yeah, the journey of this, of that. And I do feel that this at the top is talking about the energy of the people that were involved in this, really having a lot of regret now. And it may be real regret, or it may just because they regret being caught. Doesn't really matter. It's not that's their, you know, that's between them and God, basically. For those of you that are leaving the reading here, please do give it a like and comment if you receive benefit from it. I really do appreciate it. It helps me build my channel. I'm going to clarify for those of you who would like clarification. This is my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings I did. There's 64 of them in my gallery on my website. And so I will, in the description box below, I will put the numbers in the order they appear here. They represent the numbers as they're listed in my Oracle. So this is saying, yes, you are being rewarded for following your North Star energy. So this is talking about staying on the path, on your destined path, despite all that was going on around you. We're talking about some Aquarius energy coming in here. And so I feel like the way that you managed to move through this is that you kept just getting back up. and okay, well, now I'll do this. I'll see if this is going to happen. It's interesting energy because the Aquarius energy is about making small experiments and then seeing, did that work? Did that improve the situation? Or should I should I, if it didn't work, you just stop doing that. And if it did work, then you do more of that. And I feel that that's how you got through it, using your logic and your intuition to be able to get through it, and going and really isolating yourself and meditating. And you might have just been isolated, as like you could have been cut off anyway from the people that, you know, and that something to keep in mind here is rejection is very often, especially when you see these cards here, rejection is God's protection. So because when the karma hits this energy here, you don't want to be anywhere near these people that were involved in this, because it's going to hit you too then. And we have anger here, so this is talking about you know, you might be really angry when you find out the truth when it comes out, and you may have or may already have been, and it's you made a choice that you were going to do your best to heal from it, and not, you don't, the saying would be, you'd rather be better than bitter. Because anger gets passed down from generation to generation. You might be in a family that is that way already, and you may have cleared a lot of karma here to because this is talking about clearing karma. By, you know, for the bloodline, by choosing not to be recognizing you're angry and then choosing to move forward as strong as you can. I also want to point out that when my horoscope signs come up in a collective reading like this, I'm not talking about individual people, I'm talking about the energy of each sign. We all have a little bit of every sign in us, or most of them, and we can learn from the energy. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses. So, you know, you might say, no, Colette, it wasn't Aquarius that did it, and that could be true for you. Use your intuition, but I just want you to be aware, I'm not naming anybody out here by sign. And we have the Chariot energy, so this is the power of spin. This is already happening on the spiritual realm, and it's coming in. So this is talking about, this is already in movement, and it's on its way. Because you went inward. And so the Hermit energy is talking about going inward, doing that isolation, meditation, prayer, and asking God for assistance, and isolating yourself from the situation so that you would be in a position where you can move forward. This is not an easy place to be, but and this is the Chariot is on top of this energy, the wounded warrior. And then the Hermit going inward, and then we have the High Priestess sitting by the High Priestess here. That's the next card up. And this is about, okay, you did use your intuition, you did ask for assistance, and that's why the Chariot is coming in. So the Chariot is when you're now back, it's on its way. The judgment is in, it's moving forward. And then at the very top we have here the shooting stars. Shooting star energy. So this is about what allowed you to move forward in this is your attitude. So there's a lot of things we can't control in life, absolutely, but we can control our attitude. And it's also talking about when you wished upon that shooting star, you didn't just sit on your butt. You got up and you did what you needed to do. You walked down, you know, you turned around, you picked those 2 cups up that were standing, you showed gratitude for that, and, you know, went back to your castle and tried to do your best to fix your castle back up after it was wrecked. And, you know, seeing the glass as half full rather than half empty is now why your attitude is now getting you this beautiful reward coming in with your soulmate. And yeah, the energy is shifting fast. So this is a really good reading. I'm happy about this one. I do hope you've enjoyed it as well. Please do give it a like and comment. And that really does help the algorithm. And also consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I would be honored if you did so. And I will have another reading about random shift for you sometime soon. Bye for now.